We will get to the Junkies Blitz at 7:45 this morning. We go around the NFL, so you know what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. That Tony Romo hit, which we talked about on Friday, turned out to be a lot more serious than we first thought.
That is exactly why you don't hold your fantasy drafts before the third game.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you shouldn't hold them until like 2 or 3 days before the season, actually.
Well, listen.
That's exactly why you don't do it.
You're 100% right. Most people that saw that hit thought it was serious. It was the Cowboys that denied it.
Right.
And they tried to tell us that it wasn't.
As soon as I saw Tony Romo in a heap on the field and he had to have assistance to get off the field, I was like, well, that's terrible
Well, I
news
just
for
saw
them.
the way he grabbed himself.
Yeah.
Well, he is brittle. I saw that former NFL player who is now on as a medical doctor, expert analyst on injuries. And
Mark
he said,
Addix, is that the guy?
Yeah, that guy. And, you know, he's like a big guy, and he'll wear a suit.
He's a former Redskin.
Yeah, and he said maybe Tony Romo has a bone disease because he's brittle.
It could be.
He
He's
needs to
also
drink
playing
some
in
milk.
the NFL.
Well, he's also older.
Need some calcium.
We'll get into that at 7:45.
I mean, if that's Kirk Cousins, you know, he may not have a serious injury just based on the age.
John Keim's going to join us at 8 o'clock as we talk some Redskins. Of course, we hit the Skins every morning at 7 o'clock, so we'll talk about the third preseason game. But, Lurch, you are back from vacation, and we all saw the picture of you and Lenny Dykstra. We put it up on the Junkies Facebook page. A lot of interesting comments there because, I don't know, just you guys looked really, I don't know, it just looked weird.
It actually looked
picture
so
looked
dark. It looked like the set of a porno. It looked like old 70s decorating in there. Like where this studio looks modern, looks very 2016, whatever
There's
we
just a
are.
curtain behind them, right?
Yeah, it just looked hurting.
That was
It looked trifling.
well. That's just the way his lighting was in his place.
Yeah, right. Of course, it's not your fault.
Lenny Dykstra. The first thing that struck me about Lenny is how much of a freaking mess, an utter mess he is.
Right. How long did you hang out with him?
6 hours.
That's extensive.
This is what happened. So I'm out at the Fleming's Steakhouse in Beverly Hills
Nice.
with Ryan DeBellman.
Right.
Did you work
Okay.
an angle there? Because back in the day, we used to get the horns at Fleming's
No.
in Virginia.
I mean, we
No,
used
no,
to know
there's
the
no
manager. Yeah.
Well, look, Ryan DeBellman, and by the way, he hooked me up for 2 nights at the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. And let me tell you, that place is so pimped out.
I'm sure it is.
I mean, that is a D1A hotel with impeccable service.
Right.
Everyone's hot. You know, I mean, the room was incredible.
Yeah.
They kick
it's
you
like
out?
some dogs,
The suite was unbelievable that I was in. 2 65-inch plasmas.
Oh, you're living the sweet life.
The view
SUITE
the view
life.
of LA from my floor. I was on the 12th floor. I think there's only 14 floors, so it was near the top. But just the view, I had the panoramic view of LA. It was just awesome.
Did he get you a discount or the full-on hook 'em horns?
100% discount.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
And he hooked it up, and it was just awesome
Should
to
have
be
stayed there for a week, bro. That's what I would have done.
I know. Believe me, the kids wanted to.
Yeah.
But so I went out to dinner at my buddy's restaurant, Baby Blues in Hollywood, which is also a great spot.
Right.
And Ryan had been texting me. He said, "Look, let's get together for a cocktail when you get back." He was going out of town to go see the Dave Matthews Band in San Diego, so he only had a couple nights where he could hang out. So he sent me a text because let's meet at Fleming's Steakhouse because he's not allowed to go to his hotel. Obviously,
Okay.
he can't drink there. He said, "All right, I'll meet you there at like 9:30." So we go to Fleming's. We're having a drink there with Ryan DeBellman, and all of a sudden Dykstra texts me and says, "I'm ready to go."
Uh-oh.
I was like, "I don't know what that means. What do you mean you're ready to go?" He said, "I'm ready to go out." I said, "This is like 10:15, 10:30."
And did you text back, I'm ready to go to sleep? Because it's getting late.
It was getting late. I said, "All right. I mean, I got to do this."
Right.
I told
Yeah, you do.
everybody in D.C. I was going to hang out with you.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
And-
actually not really late for his body at that point, right? Because that's the first or second night you're there, and there's a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah, 3 hours later.
3 hours the other way, stupid.
One in the
It's
morning.
not helping him.
Yeah.
It's
He's
actually
exhausted.
later.
My body thought it was 1:30
Yeah,
in the
he wanted
morning.
to shut down.
Nice try.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I said, "All right, let's rock." So we left, paid the bill, got
Where's
out
the
of there.
dunce cap when you need it?
That's right. I said, "Where do you want to meet?" He goes, "Let's meet at the Polo Lounge, which is in the Beverly Hills Hotel." The Beverly Hills Hotel is this old, iconic, historic hotel. It's the oldest hotel in Beverly Hills. It's where like Sinatra and Marilyn Monroe and Dean Martin, the Rat Pack, Gregory Peck, all the old school Hollywood guys would hang out in this hotel. And so we walked in, valeted the car, walked in. He's not there yet. Packed bar, small but packed. Had a drink, and I said, "Let's just wait out in the lobby and see if he calls." So Sure enough, in 5 minutes, he calls me up. He goes, dude, I'm out. The other thing about Lenny is he mumbles all the time.
I know,
You can't understand him.
Right.
He
Which
sounds
is perfect for you because you like to talk to people via text. You don't like to talk on the phone either.
Yeah, but he was calling me all the time, and he sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. So I'm like, what do you? Half the time I was with him, I was just asking him to repeat himself.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand what he was
Was he
saying.
getting pissed or he didn't care?
No, he didn't care. I think he understands. He's got no bottom teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
0?
I mean, he puts in fake teeth, but he's got no teeth.
Yeah.
You try talking with no teeth or fake teeth. So
tall
he
order.
calls me up. He goes, dude, I'm out front. I mean, he's out front of the hotel. Right. I said, all right. So I walk out. He's pulling a book out of his bag, and he's signing it to the valet.
Right.
One of his books.
That's his tip.
I don't know.
It might be.
He's there all the time.
Right.
I don't even think he's got a car. I went out to the valet. I said,
He Ubered?
I think he Ubered. I said, I went out to the valet. I was like, how often is Lenny here? He goes, all the time.
Right.
He says, the hotel won't let him stay here anymore. I said, why? He goes, well, a few years ago, someone was complaining about some noise from a room, and he wouldn't answer the door. They were knocking. Security was knocking. He wouldn't answer the door. So they walked around the back outside, and they saw him banging a girl on the 11th floor outside on his balcony.
That'll get you banned from a hotel?
Yeah, so
isn't that what you're supposed to do in a hotel?
So they won't let him stay there anymore, but he goes to the bar all the time.
Right.
So
he's allowed in the bar, but just not allowed in any of the rooms
As
of the
long as his
hotel.
pants are on, Cakes.
Yeah. So we just hung out at the Polo Lounge for a couple hours. He was just telling stories. He loves to talk about baseball. He loves to talk about hitting.
Right.
He loves to talk about the old school
Now,
pitchers.
did you we love that stuff.
Did you tell him about your wiffle ball stats?
No,
I
he
didn't
didn't
talk
care.
about that.
Jason, did you love that? Because like when Cal will come in here and tell us those stories about how he would call pitches,
yeah, it was awesome.
Like that's unbelievable.
But again, you got to remember, it's a loud bar, and he mumbles.
so it's hard to track.
So it's hard to track, and I just kept asking him, what did you just say? Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
And where's
Can you
Ryan
give
at
me-
this point?
Ryan and I were just sitting there.
All right, hold on. Give me one baseball story that he gave you that stayed with you, that you thought was interesting, that you could talk about on air.
Well, I mean, I thought the most entertaining story was he hated the Braves. He hated the Braves. He hated playing the Braves. He hated everything about. He hated the city. He hated everything about the Braves. And he said when he would play the Braves in Atlanta, when he was coming up to bat, or if he was on deck circle, he would, because Ted Turner was always there with Jane Fonda.
Right.
And he would always go up to the fence and tell Ted Turner, he goes, I want to bang your wife. And that would piss Ted Turner off. He said Ted Turner would usually leave the game like third inning.
That's hilarious.
Right. So that was funny. But
Did he do that with Jane sitting next to him?
oh yeah, well I mean if she was there, yeah. But,
So
but he was,
disrespectful.
of course, he hated him.
He didn't care.
He didn't care.
Jerk.
But he, so we were there for 2 hours. Finally, he goes, let's get out of here. So he goes, let's go back to my place. He lives in a studio apartment. This guy made $58 million playing.
Right.
Okay, remember that? And everything went south. He's been arrested a million times for bank fraud and drug possession, cocaine, ecstasy, all of that.
He bought Gretzky's house, tried to flip it at the height of the real estate market.
He bought Gretzky's house for $17.5 million. He wanted to flip it,
Right.
to make more money.
Yeah, smart idea.
Ended up, of course, losing the house.
Right.
And that's when he started stealing things out of the house.
Right.
Remember, he was stealing like the countertops, the granite countertops, and everything. But he ended up going to jail. He was sentenced to 3 years for
Was there sexual
bank
assault?
fraud. Yeah, but that's not why he went to jail. He went to jail for bank fraud. Served 6.5 months. But soon after he got out, he was living in his car. He was living in hotel lobbies. I mean, I think he was living sometimes in the Beverly Hills hotel lobby. But anyway, so long story short, we went back to his place. He lives now in the studio apartment above his buddy's garage.
A Fonzie apartment.
And it's separate from the house. And the house is a mansion. I don't know what the guy does. He says the guy's depressed and he lives by himself.
Right.
But he's got a bunch of money. And
He's depressed when he lives in a big cell. Like,
And he lets Lenny crash.
he lets Lenny crash. I'm not even sure if he charges Lenny rent.
What I understand from other interviews is that Lenny does chores, like does stuff around the house. He fixes stuff.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
He probably told me that too, but I've just forgotten. But, you know,
So it's just you and Lenny at this point, or is Ryan still with you?
No, Ryan's with us.
Okay.
So it's me, Lenny, and Ryan Bellman. We pull in this back alley to get to his house, open the gate, walk up the stairs. He opens the garage. It's two fattest Lamborghinis you've ever seen.
right.
Apparently,
Two.
two of them.
Not one, two.
Yeah, but they're not his. They're the
Right.
guy who owns
Clearly,
the house.
yeah.
But he tells girls that they're his.
Right.
When he takes them back to
It's
his
a good
place.
move. Solid.
Walk up to his studio apartment, and it's got a real high ceiling. It's really dark.
How does he explain to the ladies that they're not going into the silly mansion? that they're going into the studio apartment
I don't
above where the Lamborghinis are.
Who knows?
Maybe he says my wife's in there.
He just explains that away
Who
somehow.
knows? Who knows?
But he, he's got these two fat Lamborghinis below him, but he's got no car.
Right.
And he's got real high ceiling. He's just got a bed, a bathroom,
Right.
a little small efficiency, and a couch. And he's got his computer. He's got two big fat computer screens.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time he was telling stories, and he was on Eros. He was on Backpage.
And what are those for people that don't know?
He was looking for hookers.
Right.
You mean he wasn't looking as deep in the money calls on the market that he kept bragging about?
No, but he was talking about this company he started called the Players Club, where he was going to offer financial advice.
Right.
This is another thing that went bad for him. He bought like this private jet charter company,
Right.
charter jet company, to service the clients from the Players Club,
Right.
and that went bad. Owed money to that company. I mean, he just owes money for everybody. I don't even know how much money he's got.
I've stood
I'd be
by
surprised
this.
if he's got more than $100.
Right. Yeah. I've stood by this for a long time. I know Cakes always makes fun of this notion. I said, if you're a professional athlete, forget about all this investing and trying to make more money. Just use savings. If he had $58 million and he had never put any money in stocks, never done anything like that, just put it in savings. He would be living in a mansion.
I know, but they all invest in side projects.
I know, because they're
do.
donks.
But he never had
They
58
risk it.
million
He
at
never
one
had 58
point.
at one. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
remember, you
Understand
got to
that.
remember he's making a couple million a year, which is amazing, great living.
My
but he's-
point is he would still be in good shape if he had just
Well, let me just
done
tell you this.
savings.
You're right.
He's
You're
in
right.
bad shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did you like him?
yes, I did like
Did
him.
you enjoy your
Yes.
time with him?
What
If
time
I-
did you ultimately leave
If
his
I went
place?
back
Like,
to L.A., I would call him again, and I'd want to hang out.
did you leave at like 3 or 4 in the morning?
It was 3:30. I looked at my phone. I said, "Oh my God, it's 3:30." My wife probably thinks I'm dead on the
Right.
streets of Beverly Hills
Right.
somewhere.
So you were having a great time. Like, even though
I was
you're
having a great time,
describing
but dude,
all
I was
these-
so tired.
I know, but even though you're describing sort of all these depressing aspects of it,
Yeah.
you were entertained. You were having a good time. He was cool.
But I felt so bad for him.
So you ended up feeling pathetic. It was pathetic.
No, it wasn't pathetic. I just felt bad for where he came from to where he is now.
How did you leave it? When you leave at 3:30, do you give him like a brother hug? What'd you do?
Just said,
I
hey,
just
dap him
left.
up.
I
Say, hey,
left.
Val, I gotta
Ryan
run.
and I left. I mean, I said it's 3:30 in the morning. My body thinks it's 6:30 in the morning. I've been up for basically 24 hours. I
Shake
have
his
to go to
hand?
sleep. Of course.
Yeah.
He goes, just call me. He goes, just call me tomorrow.
right.
I said, all right, I'll call you tomorrow.
Now, were you mostly hanging out, or was he so fixated? Like, was it a running joke, like I'm looking for hookers, or was it like,
No, but
was he fixated on it, or was he conversing with you? With
he
that?
was fixated on it. He was calling girls, and a lot
What
of
was
them-
it? What was the dialogue? What was the interaction? What was he trying to do?
He was just trying to get him over to the place.
Right, and why didn't he get the first one? Like, why would they say
A lot of them wouldn't answer because it was so late at night.
Right.
Was he going to pay them with his signed
Yeah,
books?
how is he going to pay?
I don't know, but I go, dude, I was like, I just need a nightcap tonight. He goes, all right, I got some vodka here.
Right.
He goes, but I got no mixers. I said, he
You
goes,
want
"Here."
you to drink it straight? Does he
goes-
even have ice?
No
Does
chance
he have
it was
rocks to pour the vodka
was
on?
Tito's.
He had ice. It wasn't Tito's. It was something small time.
Lower shelf.
Aristocrat.
It might have been. But he goes, I got no mixers. He goes, here's $40. Go out to the convenience store, get me some Monster energy drinks. He goes, get me 6 Monster energy drinks and 2 packs of Campbell cigs. He goes, here's $40.
So you became like his boy, his assistant.
He stayed at the place. Ryan and I went to the convenience store, got him 6 Monster drinks and 2 packs of cigs. Came
And
back.
there goes the $40.
The $40 was gone.
Now
that
it's
the-
salted.
Was that the highlight of the vacation?
I mean, it was cool. The highlight for me was just hanging out in Manhattan Beach. Manhattan Beach is just that's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's where Dan Helly
that's where
lives.
Helly is,
That's where
right?
Helly lives.
That's all the volleyballers.
That's where
always
all the-
here, Manhattan Beach for volleyball, right?
tons of volleyball courts, sand beach courts, and it was just awesome to hang out with Helly and all. That's just a cool vibe. Great restaurants and bars. Beautiful view of the Pacific.
How far
Weather
is-
was incredible.
How far is Helly's home walk from the ocean?
Probably
2 minutes?
5 iron.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
My
that's why-
5-iron or your 5-iron?
I mean, you can see. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah.
And that's why. I mean, his house is probably half as big as mine.
Yeah.
But it's worth 3 times what I
Oh, it
paid.
might be worth 10 times.
No, he told me what he paid for it. But it's incredible. It's just a different world out there.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the trip was just hanging out at the beach scene.
Right.
But the night with Lenny Dykstra was cool. It was.
Good. I'm
But I
glad
was-
it worked out.
But I was butt tired, man.
Right. Did you, as he was scrolling through, looking through for chicks?
Yeah.
Were you like, hey, yeah, you should call that one? Were you like helping him, or were you just
No,
laughing?
I wasn't helping. I was just taking it all in.
Right.
I
It was
just
like surreal.
it was surreal. I was hanging out with Lenny Dykstra while he was looking for hookers.
You're a hard guy to understand.
in his studio apartment.
Here's Gruden now weighing in on your conversation with Dykstra.
You're a hard guy to understand.
Did you go back to the hotel though, smelling like a bunch of camels? Because once you brought him back,
I probably smelled terrible. I jumped in the shower. I just felt dirty. I just jumped in the shower and went to bed.
Right.
And then the next morning, my wife and kids wanted to hike. I was hiking the Runyon Canyon. The Runyon Canyon is like this trail that goes up the hills in Hollywood.
Right.
And you can see the Hollywood sign.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I've done that.
But apparently,
don't you want to eat a bullet?
Oh my God, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Because I was hungover.
Yeah.
I was sweating bullets.
You
It was
barely
hot.
slept.
It was hot. And it was, I'm telling you, it was, I'm sure if you're sober, it's a great workout.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But I just felt like I was going to have a heart
Hey,
attack.
did you share with your daughters that Lenny Dykstra was just looking for hookers all night?
No, we didn't
That's
get to
one
that
you
part.
just kind of keep under wraps.
All right, phone number as always is 800-636-1067. We will hit the skins coming up at 7 o'clock. Talk about their third preseason game. Next, though, we'll talk about EB's obsession, RG3.
Sports Radio.